Well, welcome everybody. This is Bill Converse with AirRestore, and we're having a special webinar tonight to kind of introduce a new promotion that we have and really get people excited about a business tool that we have that we've been using for some time, but really have not made much of a presentation about it in a long time. And with me tonight, I've got 4 sales managers that are really ready to kind of tell what their experience has been with this product and to give you some information about how to use this new tool that we've got that we call 3x3. So with me tonight, I have Cher Weinrauch. Cher, would you introduce yourself?
Good evening, everyone. Cher Weinrauch here from Hilton Head, South Carolina. Happy to be here, Bill.
All right. And Sherry Yassi?
Hi, good evening, everyone. This is Sherry from New Jersey. Glad to see all of you.
And and good. And tonight we also have a telephone with us. And Bob Colasanti, introduce yourself.
Yes, from the largest city land-wise in America, Jacksonville, Florida, Bob Colasanti. I'm unable to get to the computer, so you can't see me. But my twin brother, the phone is on, so you can look at him when I talk.
And Ken and Mary.
Good evening. This is Mary, and that over there is Ken. And we're in Spring Branch, Texas, and we are delighted to be with you this evening.
Well, super. You know, everybody on this call has had some real hands-on experience using the techniques that we call 3x3. And I think that it's going to be kind of interesting as we go through this, because with all of this work that we've been doing with the new product, all of the new advances that we've had with the Tempest and everything, we are just poised to really start building. And I can't think of a better tool to use than the 3x3. And I know there's a lot of people out there that have not heard of 3x3. And so we're going to go through it and kind of give you an idea of what the 3x3 program is. Then we're going to go through and introduce you to a special promotion. And before I can do that, I forgot I have one more person on the call. Doc Russ, I need to have you introduce yourself.
Yeah, hi everybody. This is Doc Russ. I'm a holistic doctor of preventative medicine. I'm here in Mena, Arkansas. This is exciting. It
really is. So this new program that we've got that we call 3x3 is designed to do several things. Number one, it is a business builder. You know, we focus an awful lot on retail, and that's great because we've got a competitive retail product with state of the art and all of the things that you would want. But to kind of get the market penetration that we want and to build the business to the dimensions that I know that it can get to, we need to have some tools that really kind of focus on networking, and that's what 3x3 is. It's also a lead generator. And you know, one of the biggest problems that people have in the networking business is, where do I go? Where do I go to get new business, new leads, talk to people about it? And if you've been around in the networking business for any period of time, you've kind of run out of friends. And so this is always an obstacle. And this 3x3 program is designed specifically to help people overcome that. And the other thing is that it provides a roadmap. You know, one of the biggest problems that people have when they get into a new business is there's all kinds of information about how the business works and the percentages and all those things. But when it really comes right down to what do I do next, there's really not a lot of guidance in a lot of programs. Well, this 3x3 program also gives you that kind of help and that kind of guidance. So when you put it all together, it is basically a way to do the business. It's not a change in the marketing plan. It's not a change in the numbers. It is just a way of doing business. And I will tell you up front, it's not the only way to do business, but what we have seen is it's a very effective way to do this particular business because it ties all the pieces together with the things that we have going in our marketing plan. So to just get us started, I think I'm going to go through and we will just walk through very briefly what the 3x3 plan is. So on the screen, you'll see a document that is in your back office. It's called the 3x3 Business Builder. And the 3x3 Business Builder is something that you can take and walk through one step at a time. You can download it and learn all of the individual steps that you go through. And we're going to kind of go through it a little fast tonight, but it's a great tool to teach yourself and to sit down with a partner or sit down with a prospective client that is going to join us in the business and show them how you go about going through the business. So let's just get started on it. In the beginning, you kind of have to get used to some of the terms that we use so that you know what we're talking about. First of all, the product itself is unique. We're not going to go into that tonight. But we restore energy back into the air. There's not another company out there that does that. We restore the energy back into the air to make the indoor air act like outdoor air. And that's significant, and if you have to experience it. So that's one term that you have to know. When you look at a 3x3, this is the strategy, the building plan that you look at, and you can see that top circle there. That represents you, and then it represents the next 3 people that you get and the rest of the people in your organization. This is the plan. This is what we're going to really build on, and you're going to see this geometry used over and over again. Here are some other terms that you need. Our basic product is a whole home system, and it's a whole home system made up of 4 individual Tempest units. Why 4? Because it's a modular device, because you need to establish energy in each and every room. It's designed really to take care of most homes. Some homes will be small enough, they won't necessarily need 4. Some homes are going to be big enough, you're going to need 30 units in them, because you need to put them in the rooms that are occupied. But that's what we're talking about with a whole home system. And you can see that what we are dealing with here is points, PV, and units. And you're going to see. So a whole house system is worth a point. It has 150 PV, and it has 4 units in it. Okay, that's the basic building block that we sell. The basic enrollment kit that we have, when somebody's going to get into the business, they sign up with a basic enrollment kit. It's worth 2 points. It has 300 PV in it, and it consists of 8 individual Tempest units. And the third item we have on there that we're going to refer to all through this is a Master Dealer Pro Pack. And it has 4 points in it. It's got 4 whole house systems in it. It has 500 PV in it, and it has 16 units in it. So that's the basic tools that we work with. And I have one more to show you. Oops. Term recruiting bonus, you will hear. Whenever you enroll somebody, that we just talked about the basic enrollment or the Master Dealer Kit, you get a bonus. You get a $150 recruiting bonus. And that basically is a reward that we pay out every single day, and it gets back to you just as quick as the mail can get back to you when you sign somebody up. And we call it mailbox money, and it's a lot of fun to get, and it's a reward for just bringing somebody else into the business. And as you can see here, it happens to match the retail profit that you have on a whole house system. And so it really kind of simplifies a lot of the business that we have. There's a whole lot of things that go into enrollment, everything from the fact that you get a personalized website that is for free website hosting. You get the office backup of all the kinds of things. There are no annual fees. There's no monthly fees. You get credit card processing. There's everything that you need to basically do your business with is incorporated in this enrollment. And that's why when we bring somebody into the business, we actually enroll them. We pay a recruiting bonus when that happens. Now, when you do this 3 times, this is another piece of our business that you have to understand. Because we are doing a 3x3, we're trying to encourage people to do things in 3. So every time that you bring 3 new dealers in 1 calendar month, and each new dealer enrolls with at least an enrollment pack, you're going to receive a free whole house system of Tempest. And that's absolutely free. And that's for a couple of reasons. It helps build your inventory, it allows you to keep your business prospering, and it makes you good money. And you notice item number 4 there is you can do this as often as you want to do it. You can complete as many as you want. There is no limit, and we've got some people on this call, Doc Russ in particular, that has really gotten into the idea of how to use this whole the R3 program, as we call it, to be able to build your business. So this is basically the 3x3. So what is it? 3x3 simply means that you're going to go out and get 3 new people to enroll in the business. And then they're going to get 3 people that enroll in the business. And they're going to get each 3 people that enroll in the business. The key thing is you only need 3, and you really don't have to make a conscientious effort about are you going to enroll, are you going to retail, because this is all kind of rolled into a system that has one single approach. So as we just kind of move along here, the system is very simple. If you just look at it from the very beginning, sharing the product, always leading with the product, because the product is what drives the business. Putting things out for trials, asking for the result, offering some people alternatives as far as getting into the business, and enrolling them, either directly enrolling them or take advantage of one of the systems that we have, like PayPal, that allows people to buy the inventory that they need. And when you accomplish this and share the product in that period of time, then you get the R3 bonus, which is a whole house system, which has a retail value of $450. So the whole package is about $900. You make almost $1,000 by bringing people into the business. And this is the core step of the 3x3, because we're just going to repeat this over and over and over again, because that is the strategy. The product has to be demonstrated. The product has to be shared. People have to experience it before they can understand its value. And so this whole 3x3 program is to build an army that's doing exactly what this particular slide shows. So here's how you start. You're 3 people, you get 1 person, and then you get 3 people, and your 3 people get their 3 people, not with people that you know, but with people that they know. This is where the lead generation program starts to take a hold. They're going to do exactly the same thing that you did. In other words, they're going to go get 3 people, and they're going to get what you got. They're going to get that same kind of a reward of nearly $1,000 by essentially doing that same thing. Then they are going to perform step 2, which is really the 3rd level that you see there, with their network of people. See, you always wonder, where am I going to get all these people? I don't know that many people. But if you know 3 people and they know 3 people, suddenly that becomes 9 people. What markets can you sell into? Well, you don't know that many people or how to access that market. But if you get 3 people in, you're now going to use their target markets, because they're going to use markets that you don't know. Target locations. You're going to be their guide to be able to do this, and you're going to get the reward for being their guide. But basically, that's why we say you only need to get 3 as a start, and the rest of it will take care of themselves. And what is the reward for all of this? Basically, it's a matter of promotion and building rank, because as you build rank in this company, as you know from the studying the marketing plan, that's where you start to make the income. That's where you make significant kinds of income. This particular slide shows you that everybody comes into your organization with even the basic enrollment, that you're well on the your program to be able to get promoted in this company. And what are the ranks you get promoted to? Here's a little graphical representation. Everybody starts either as a dealer or a master dealer if we're having a special promotion. They work their way up to a distributor. The dealer and master dealer positions are largely retailing positions, because in this company, with the product that we have, with the margins that we have, you can make a solid business out of just retailing the product. And so dealers and master dealers basically derive most of their income from the retailing of the product. Distributor is a transition position. So people that are starting to realize that the real money in this business is in building a manager and building a leadership position And so distributors have transitioned to it. And finally, where you want to be able to get to is sales manager, because once you get to sales manager, then you are in a position to really take advantage of all of the things that are going to happen in the network, and the income is rewarding you as a manager and not basically as a retailer. So how much can you make? Well, once you reach sales manager, it becomes pretty obvious, and I'm going to go over these numbers again, but the numbers are not small, because you can do this in a relatively short period of time. I say you can do it in a month. We've got a program that we encourage people to do it at least in 3 months. But once you reach that position and you continue to build 3x3 positions, you can see that the kind of income, if you're dealing with about half master dealer enrollments and half basic enrollments, is about $6,000 a month, almost $7,000 a month, just from the ability, just from building your organization. And where you're trying to get to, where the money starts to really get interesting, is once you have built an organization with a 3x3, some of those people in your organization are going to want to start building their own organizations. And when they build their own organizations, they become sales managers as well, and you continue to profit from them. So if you ever build a 3x3 of sales managers, your income is going to be somewhere, as you can see from this slide, in the $23,000 a month area. $23,000 a month puts you in the top income earning group of the people in this country. And if you really want to see where this goes, because we go down through 7 generations, not 3 generations, you can see that the income potential from this is something in the order of $160,000 a month. And I know people will say, that's great, you can always show that on charts and graphs, but can anybody actually get there? I have to tell you that this is a derivation of a program that we've used for a long period of time. It's a basic marketing plan that we've had a lot of experience with. And I can tell you that I have been on stage for years and years handing out bonus checks of well over $100,000. So it's very real. It's very possible in a very short period of time, because the marketing plan is real. It's based on people retailing. It's based on people recruiting. It's based on everybody along the way making a real income income from it. So we've had great experience in doing this kind of a 3x3 program. We've had great experience with the marketing plan. So what we're doing now is we are having a new promotion that's called the 3x3 promotion. We're great on product and we're great on plans. We're not so great on titling things. But this is the 3x3 promotion. We've got some special things in it to encourage people to start doing this thing on a regular basis. Remember, what is the 3x3? 3 people, getting 3 people, getting 3 people. Now, if you can remember, look at the chart that we have here, just so you can kind of orient yourself. You can see this is you, this is the 3 people that you get, down here are the 3 people that they get, and one more is the 3 people that they get. This is your base organization, and it will grow from there, it will expand from there, but this is how this promotion works and what you want to try to do with it. So, if we just consider yourself as level 0, the first 3 people that you bring in are called your level 1. And you're going to be, obviously, they're going to go out and they're going to get 3 people. And so those 3 people that they get, a total of 9 now, are going to be called level 2. Now, I tell you right now, there will be more than that, but you're going to focus on the first 3 and the 3 that they get, and you're going to have to maintain your focus so that you build this 3x3 and don't get distracted. And the next 3, level 3 people, there's going to be at least 27 people on there that are going to be active enough to be considered that they're going to duplicate what you've been doing, and those are the 27 people. So that brings you 39 people into your organization, and that's 39 plus you, that's 40 people, and that is the base on which sales managership is built. If you get 40 people, you'll have the volume, you will have an organization, it'll be productive, and all you started out with was with 3 people that you know. Now, what we're doing with this promotion is that we're adding in some extra bonus. Doesn't really matter how these people join, whether they join with a basic enrollment and only get 2 systems, or whether they come in with a master dealer Pro Pack, or whatever they decide to do. It always adds to the total volume and the total package that you got. But each one of them counts as a single enrollment. And so when you complete level 2, we're going to add a separate bonus to you when you complete. There's level 1. And you know the bonus, all of the profit that you got there was just because you recruited people and you got recruiting bonuses. When you complete this level of 3, 6, 9 people, you're going to get a bonus of $500, and it'll be paid out at the point when you complete that. So if it's mid-month, you turn the form in to us, and if we check it out and you've got it, we're going to send you a check for $500. And the exciting one is when you get those 3 people to do it, that's going to be a $1,000 bonus. Now, there's a special bonus that we've required. I feel like I should say, but wait at this point. I kind of like the size of that print. Because if half or more of the people that you enroll with master dealer kits, which have 4 units in them, which are really the strong way to build, those bonuses are going to be increased 50% and become $750 and $1,500 respectively. And so that really turns out to be a basic building. So the question becomes then, well, can I only do this once? Can I get started? Who is this for? Can only sales managers do it? Can new people joining the business do it from the first day they get in? Absolutely. And there's some things you need to know about it, because we're making it easy for people to be able to get some success. Here's kind of the rules. First of all, we need to know when you're going to enroll. And this particular enrollment started the 1st of April, and you say, well, we're just hearing about it now. That doesn't seem fair, but it really is. And it's going to run until the end of July. And at the end of July, it will come to an end. But in the meantime, every single person that enrolls between now and the end of July has 3 months, a minimum of 3 months to complete the requirement, complete the 3x3 promotion. Now, that means if you want to join right now in April, you're going to have more than that, because you've got till the end of the month and then all of May to get started as your first month. And then you have till July to be able to complete it in order to win the extra bonuses. Now, if the worst that can happen is you'll build that 3x3, and even if it takes 4 months or 5 months, the idea of building the 3x3 is going to put you in a position of making substantial income and building something that is truly, truly worthwhile. So basically, to activate to activate yourself in the system, all you have to do is you have to be a dealer. You have to get into your back office, and right in the middle of your back office is a thing that is a form that you can fill out without downloading it. Just fill it out online and submit it, and that will get you signed up as an enrollee in the program. And then we're going to be doing things for this next until the end of July, where we're going to start having some special calls, special promotions, because if you've decided you're going to enroll and are serious about doing a 3x3, we're going to do all the thing that we can by putting you together with other people that have got a similar vision, and we're going to do everything we can to be able to make you successful. Somebody said, well, that it shouldn't be that hard just to get 3x3x3. And it's not. It takes intensity. It takes a plan. It takes at least the idea of being able to look at a sheet of paper and be able to see where you're at all times and stay focused. And I'm going to kind of go through the steps with you that it takes, and why you need to do it using the form, using a 3x3, and why you need to be consistent in doing it. The plan allows you to do it multiple times. The real goal that you're seeking in this company is to finally have sponsored 10 frontline sales managers. And if you have 10 frontline sales managers, each of which are building using the 3x3, you're going to be a master manager. So the question is, how quickly can I get there? Can I start multiple 3x3s? Yes, you can. You can start as many 3x3s as you want. I would encourage you to complete them before you start new ones, but sometimes the situation just says I'm going to sign the best people up that I can, and that's going to be my new people. So let's just kind of walk through this a little bit and show you kind of step by step how this is going to go. So on your screen, you see how we're going to start. You're level 0. And the first thing that you need to do is to go out and find 3 people that are serious about wanting to build a business. Now, it's sometimes very hard to tell whether people are going to be very serious about doing the business. We kind of went through the steps about how you go about getting somebody enrolled in the business, and I'm not going to repeat that. But here's a couple of tips. Because you're going to want to build a strong organization, you need to get both depth and width, and this helps you get the width and the depth at the same time. And unlike a lot of programs where you're looking for people to kind of put into positions, that's not really the way you're doing it. You're relying on these people to be able to build, and so you need to have people that you know. You need to have people that you're pretty sure are going to be committed for these first 3 people. You're going to want to get the best possible people that you can get, because you want to, as the organization starts to build, the ones that are successful are the ones that have the closest relationship to their sponsor. And this is what it's really all about, having these tight relationships and being able to build the business. So this is pretty good. You can build level 1, and the reward for building level 1, as you can see as we'll go through some rewards, kind of is based on enrollment bonuses and R3s and at least the starting commission that you have. But it starts to get a little more interesting as you get to the second generation. Now, these 3 people that you got, you're going to ask them to do exactly what you did. In other words, they're going to go out and they're going to get 3 people as well. And getting those 3 people gives them basically an organization, as you can see here, basically an organization that looks very similar to what your original organization looked like. And that's because this person now becomes you doing the same thing, and they're going to go out and get 3 people that they think are going to do that duplication. That builds your organization up to 9 people. Now, these are people that they know, not that you know. And you may have common friends and common people that you both know, but you really want, this is not for you to go out and find somebody to stick into their organization. What you want to do is to be able to get them to find people to put into their organization. Because as you start to build the organization, you're going to find that people that you know are people that are in your organization are going to get farther away, and it's hard to maintain those relationships. We're just going to go down to look at one more level now, and this is again the same kind of a thing. Now look at level 2. You can see this person now has become doing the same thing that you're doing, and they brought 3 people into the organization, but look at the size of the organization. Now it's 27 people. And so as I say, what you're doing is getting people in, teaching them to do the same thing that you're doing, and just asking them to repeat that. Do not make the mistake of trying to do the work for them. Don't make the mistake of trying to fill in these names with people that you know that the sponsor doesn't know, because it'll defeat you in the long run. The whole idea is to be able to get it to be able to repeat. So the question comes up. What do I do if all of a sudden we start out here and somebody at level 1 quit? I can tell you what you do is you replace them and continue to build, taking the people that they duplicate. Well, what if they quit after they've introduced me to the 3 people? Well, then you have to make a decision, because they've done what's really important. They've introduced you to those 3 people, and if these 3 people are active, it doesn't really matter whether that person is active or not. So you can see the benefit of this, because all of a sudden you've got something that's building a program. It's going to build income from you. It's going to build an organization that you saw on the previous slides that produces tens of thousands of dollars of income, and it's not necessarily people that you know. And it is a lead generation program, because of these 27 people that you've got on that 3rd level down there, most of them you're not even going to know, certainly not initially, but you will get to know them as they start to have some success. So as I said before, this is fundamentally the idea. 3 people getting 3 people getting 3 people, making sure that the rewards are high all along. And that really gets to be important, because when you get to level 3 or level 4, why should a person on level 2 decide that they're going to help build your organization? Because what they're doing is they're doing something that's going to get them the reward. They're going to go out and introduce this product to 3 people. They're now going to make nearly $1,000 in the process of doing it, and they're going to bring new people into the organization that are going to want to do it, not necessarily to help you, but to build a business on their own. So you can kind of see how making the company strong at the entry level and allowing people to make good, solid income from the very beginning is what leads you into having an organization that is totally viable, totally growing, and will grow faster than you can possibly imagine. So I'm going to go off of this for a little bit, and I want to talk to some of the people that we have on the panel. And I'm going to start out by introducing Sherry Ossie, because Sherry Ossie has been through this 3x3 program in an early day, when we had some things in the marketing plan that kind of we've improved on, so that it now really starts to reward people that are in the business. Sherry, when you started building with the 3x3 program, kind of tell people in a few minutes how it went for you and what happened.
Well, first, Bill, I'm kind of jealous with what you have today. We have these huge rewards. This would have excited us, and this would have brought us to the moon. But anyway, there is really nothing new with what we did before, with what you are telling us now, because this is exactly the way you taught us how to build. You taught us how to do the 3x3 from day 1. And I did exactly that. But I just like to remind the new set of would-be sales managers that the first thing you really need and to have in your mind when you start you have to set your goals. You have to have a goal. What do you want from AirRestore? When I started this business and I saw the marketing plan, from day 1, I knew I wanted to be a sales manager. And from day 1, I had that in mind. I want to become a sales manager, and I'll work the 3x3, because that's what Bill tells me. The only way to become sales manager is follow the 3x3. So I sponsored personally first 3 people. They were my friends. I did not have to go far. I did not approach strangers. I just looked for friends who I thought would have a need for this product and who would want to retire with me in AirRestore. And so I approached them, and 1, 2, 3, and they all signed up. So my next step was to help them. I went out with them and talked to other people who they know. And in this second level, like Bill was talking about, I still knew some of the friends that they knew. But by the time they actually grew to the 3rd level, because they're 3 people, sponsored another set of 3 people, another set of 3, just like what Bill is saying all the time, the 3 gets 3, 3 gets 3. Before you know it, you have a big team. And these are people that you won't even know. What I did really was teach my team to follow the philosophy of the 3S. Some will, some won't, and so what? If the third or the fourth person says no to you, you go to the next one.
Well, Sherry, I'm going to interrupt you just a minute and make you feel really bad because, one of the things that we had back then was we had a little bit different marketing program, and
Yes.
you had to bring those people in kind of working in the future, knowing that they were going to be successful, because until they got those 3x3x3, it was kind of difficult to really to get the kind of income that we were expecting. I've got some things here. I was just going to wait until I could make you feel kind of bad about it. But just assume, for example, that somebody comes in as a master dealer today, and that's the right way to come in. We know that if you don't come in with at least 4 units, it's really kind of hard to get going because you don't have any inventory. You got to have some kind of to work. But let's look at what happens now when you build a 3x3, even starting from a master dealer. If you can do it, and you do it in a month, which could be done. Now this would give somebody at least 6 weeks to do it, and basically getting 3x3x3. You can see that up in here that the bonus, the structure is such that the enrollment bonus that you see up here is 3 times $150 that you get by enrolling somebody, plus you get the R3, which is a $450 value, and because you're a master dealer, you can get the 10% commission, so that there's little over $1,000 there. And you can see that from the people in your second level, those are the 9 people that you didn't even know. They're going to get, if you can get them inside with all the master dealer enrollment packs, that's about another $1,150. And those 27 people that you don't know about, because now you're making a commission on them, that's a $5,000 income that somebody that's even at a master dealer level can get if they work hard. Well, then you got to work hard, but I have to tell you, $5,000 is pretty good. But look how it improves if we just do the same thing and take a look at somebody that's in a distributor level. Because, sometimes people get up and they get to the distributor level. They don't know if they're going to retail or build or something, but look at the difference. Because now that same kind of thing, just bringing it forward to a 20% commission with the bonuses and so forth, now gives somebody $6,000 worth of income. That's pretty good. But Sherry, you're a sales manager, and I think you got to be sales manager in your 3rd month, I think, because the plan was a little different then. In 3rd month, it's pretty nice to be able to look forward to every time that you build a 3x3, that's another $10,000 without regard for any of the retailing that the rest of your organization does, or the rest of the sponsoring, or the fact that the 3x3 continues on and on. Those are pretty sweet numbers, aren't they?
Oh, I am so jealous. Like I told you, I wish we had this. I wish we had it. But Bill, that's really the way to go. Because these are master dealer pro packs that we are talking about. And that's exactly how our team grew. Because we almost all of us who came into AirRestore came with a senior dealer pro pack at the time, which was also 4 systems.
Yep.
Because very soon our people found out that with one system, it wasn't enough to really put them where they wanted to be. So we worked on the same master dealer pro packs. And this is the only way to go if we want these rewards.
Yep, it really is. And it's fair because when you start somebody out and they don't give them enough inventory to work with, they starve. They get slowed down because they can't go to the next step because they don't have any inventory. And it doesn't matter how fast we can ship it out, it's still days before they lose that momentum. So I am really a proponent of helping people, like you say, have enough to be able to actually do the business. I think you do them a disfavor if you don't give them enough inventory to start to work with.
But Bill, remember, we did not have this beautiful, great Tempest today. We started with this gray unit that people had to clean every single month.
Yep.
And that was part of the teaching that we did. That was part of the training. We had to train people to clean again and again. And of course, people got tired cleaning it. And we went through different versions of this machine, different, until such time we had the four: the Aura, the Wave, the Element, and now we have the Tempest. Oh, our new dealers have no idea how blessed they are that they have this great Tempest today. And I'm telling you, what a blessing. What a blessing.
Well, I'll tell you what, it is exciting because the new product is the next generation. Next generations are always exciting. Ken and Mary, you know, I'm going to kind of switch over to you for just a bit. You know, you've got an organization that also started out on some of the earlier generation products, and now we've got the new generation products. Talk to us a little bit about how you're using it and how you're going to be using this R3, the 3x3 system in going back and working with some of the people in your old organization.
Well, first of all, because of this, they now have a pattern. And it's a pattern of, I was wrote down a while ago, success sales. That's really what you're building here, are success sales. Every time somebody builds one of these, it's a success sale. And so a lot of the people that originally got involved with us got involved, like with Sherry, with the older version. And the first thing we've done, or with our focus, was to get them reintroduced to the 2018 version. And it's made a huge difference because all of a sudden, you know, they're excited again. So if we can get them excited and then teach them the pattern, then we can work with those people, old people, as we say. But the fact is that we're finding a lot of people that are retail customers, and please hear me here. Retail customers are a tremendous prospect pool for you. They've already bought it. They paid retail, and they're excited about it. And so consequently, they're sitting there looking at it and saying, shoot, if you can do it, I can do it. And so we're able to go back to retail customers. And first of all, it's good customer service to do that, to check and see how it's working, how they like it, whatever, and get those testimonials. And it's a no-brainer. All of a sudden they say, well, shoot, yeah, I can do this. I like it. And so, you know, we don't need to miss what we've already done. We need to go back and work the fields we've got, so to speak, and teach them the pattern based on the new technology, as Sherry was saying. And we're beginning to see a lot of activity from people that have not been active for 2 or 3 years.
I think it's kind of interesting, Ken, that I saw that you have made a commitment that you're going to start building a 3x3 that for yourself.
Yes.
And it's kind of interesting because every single person in the organization, at whatever rank you're at, can start a 3x3, and their success and their future and their promotion to the upper management, sales manager ranks, all the way up to master manager, is in their hands, working by 3x3, regardless of what happens with their sponsor, or regardless what happens down below the first 3 generations that you take. So your area of responsibility gets to be narrowed in just to those 3, and then everything beyond that is it's gravy. But that's where the excitement goes, because I forgot to ask Sherry how many people finally ended up in her 3x3, but it was significant. Sherry, how many did you finally have in your organization?
Almost 5,000.
Yeah, and in what period of time?
2 years.
Yep, 2 years. 5,000 people in 2 years. Can you imagine what with the new Tempest that is going to make a huge difference? So I didn't mean to interrupt you, Ken, but I think it's great to have that start and be the model yourself.
Well, and that's the responsibility of leadership, is that you do what you teach.
Yep, very true. Bob Colasanti, you've been in my organizations for a long period of time and have got a history with a lot of my people that have had old products when I was back making air purifiers. Tell us how you're going to be using 3x3 and what your experience has been so far.
Well, it's a no-brainer. You want to get people that have experience in recruiting, because this is definitely one of the major recruiting things you ever seen. And of course, with the old company. Now, how do I get people from the old company? Old business cards or email addresses in a computer or on paper or through the internet. I do one thing. I mentioned Bill Converse. And that's the key to success for me, because I remember when this new company started back just in May with the new comp and the new product. And I sent emails out to people from the past that did good. They were good business people in the old company, Alpine, and they knew Bill Converse. And my best dealers today, Tom and Vita Hall, were driving. And I sent them a text message or an email. And Vita saw it, and she said, Bob, call us out, because they knew me. I did meetings. I lived in Allentown, Pennsylvania, and they were in West Virginia. They used to come up to the meetings. That shows you the power of meetings, too. But anyway, she said, Bob, is the new Bill Converse as a company again. They were so excited because they know the products and they know Bill Converse. So use that to your advantage. They pulled off the road and called me. That's how excited they were. And it became, hey, I'll tell you what, they sell at least one whole house system a week, plus they're signing people. But don't forget, there's big money in sales, too, as you recruit. Recruiting should take, 80-85% of your time right now because of all the benefits of it. But anyway, so I looked for more people. When we got this 3x3, it just so happens many of the people in the old company, there was hundreds of thousands in Alpine, a lot of them still don't know that Bill has a new invention. So one guy saw these machines down here in Florida at a show, and he contacted the company, and I knew him from the old days. And he talked with me. I called him, and he was so excited. And without even knowing a whole lot, he signed up. He said, but here's what they do. He says, what should I do, Bob? I want to move up quickly. I want to be like the old days. I said, okay, what you do, you got to start out with the master pack, of course. So he did. Immediately called two other ladies that were in the old company that didn't know about this new company. And he got me on the phone with them because he didn't know all the answers. And I talked to them, and they both, in turn, they're coming into business, and they both immediately had somebody from the old business that they were going to get in. And he just signed another guy yesterday. So by the end of this week, he'll probably has his 3. Then I signed another guy who was a superstar years ago. Young guy who, was one of the top recruiters at one of our conventions. He was in the top 10. He became sales manager real fast, got his free car and all of that. But anyway, so he's going to be in my 3. The third one is a great business guy. I'm trying to get him. He says he's going to call me with his partner one night. So I'm going to give him to the end of the month because you want your best 3 people on that top row. Now, this fellow I was talking about now, he's going to have his 3 probably by the end of the week. And as I said, 2 of them already had 2 people that are going to come in. So you could see one of those 3 already has his 3 and starting on that third row for him. But remember, at the end of it, that last row is 27, but those people are going to get people in. So Bill's giving you numbers of the 3 levels, but those 27 people ain't going to sit there twiddling their thumbs. They're going to go out and sign their own people and maybe do a 3x3 to really mess you up, because it might go 6 levels down. Then you're going to be in trouble trying to keep track of all the people. So anyway, that's the way it's turning out. It's happening quickly.
Well, you mentioned a couple of really good points, and that was, obviously there's somebody asking you what to do. Because that's the point I was trying to make earlier, is that every plan has its own idiosyncrasies. and people have to get in it before they really understand how it works. We had to actually go through. Sherry had to go through the 3x3 before we really understood how we needed to modify it a little bit to give it the strength that it has now. You have had to have that experience. But the income potential that this program has is something that puts us in the really very, very quickly, in a matter of a month or two, being able to produce income earners that are in the top income earners of the country. And that's what they're looking for.
Yeah, Bill,
and Bill too.
Sorry.
I was going to say, what they asked me about, these people, well, how do I get the distributor? How do I get the sales manager? They remember the old days. You had to be at those levels to make a life-changing income to be at the sales manager, but distributor was pretty good income. And now it's clear cut. I could explain real easy. We'll just get the 3, and each of them get 3. You'll be a distributor, and then the sales manager get 3 under those 3. So it's very simple now to see that, as opposed to the comp plan that had large numbers of points for in 2 out of 3 months and that type of thing. So that's a key point too, because the old people, and by the way, they're all the way out there. And Shelby mentioned something. The old SW rule, when they wrote it, it was exactly like she said. Some will, some won't. So what, right?
Yep.
But I added a 4th one onto there. A 4th SW, folks. This is life-changing information here. The 4th SW, someone's waiting. Don't waste time with people. Move and get some more people. And they're waiting. And these people from the old company, they're so excited. Bill has a company again, because he retired years ago, for the new people that don't know that. But they were so happy because they knew 2 things: Bill and the products. Bill's integrity, the big payouts, and the products that were life-changing products also. So when they hear that, immediately, so if you could contact old people, and you could do it, different sites. Alignable is a new site. And I'm not a big computer geek, but it's a thing where you make contact with people all over in different businesses. They want to contact you. So one young guy that I was talking about, the hot shot from years ago, he saw me on air, and he contacted me. He said, "What are you into now?" And then I told him about it, and he was advertising something. I said, "I'm going to put that to the side." When he saw all this plan and he bought the machines, he again came in with the master pack, as well as all the people we talked to are coming in with the master pack, so 100%. But he's put all his machines out now. He's letting people see them, and so he'll be signing people quickly after that.
I think, Bob, the key is even in getting anybody started, because everybody really knows you've got to build, and you've got to build quickly. How do I build? And you've got something now that you can show them. They don't have to understand all the intricacies of the plan. All they have to do is start doing 3x3. Sherry, you said we were going to say something?
Yeah, because I was just reading these income calculations that you did, and I'm just, my memory is going back to the first days that we received our check. Nothing has really changed. This is exactly the checks that we received based on these numbers that you have put down are very close. At the time you have here 5,000 something, I received $6,000 something for that month. The following month, I received $12,000, and you have here 10,000 something.
Yep.
And it just didn't happen to me. If you recall, Bill, it happened to our other sales managers. Captain Lewis received the same $12,000 that I did, and so with Song Lin, and who doesn't even speak a word of English.
Well, that's pretty good. Doc Russ, you're in kind of a little different position, because you're building your organization largely out of people that are in the I'm not sure what you call it, the health-related industry.
Right.
And they're more professionals than anything else. Does this kind of a thing tie into what they're looking for, or maybe they all got so much money they don't know what to do with it?
Not really, Bill. But Bill, even for health professionals, it really starts with making a list of your warm market, like everybody talks about, the people that you know. Actually, it really doesn't matter if you're a teacher, an accountant, an attorney, or whatever you do for a living. If you think hard enough about it, everyone knows at least 50 people in their circle of influence. This is easy to come up with. But to introduce this to health professionals, they all understand the importance of keeping oxygen levels up in the body. Otherwise, nothing else in the body is going to work properly. This they know. Most health professionals know this, but really don't have a vehicle like the Tempest to share this fact with everyone they see. So when I share the Tempest with health professionals, this opens up a whole new world for them. So now they can really understand what they got their hands on here. And you know, when the light bulb comes on, and especially for me, the real fun in life is seeing how many people you can help return their body back to optimal health. This is what's exciting. But for me personally, I don't really focus on the money because I know that this plan works and the money will be there. But the understanding is if you help enough people get what they want, you can't help but get what you want because it will be there for you. That's just the way it is, you know. So with everyone I get started, I help them go get 10 wide as fast as they can, and then I'll book Bill's 3x3 plan in depth. And don't worry, the ones that, you know, truly are interested will pop out for you. You'll know who they are. And that's the ones that you want to work with first. But for everyone, whether you're a professional or not, the number one cause of all health problems starts with chemical toxicity in the body. We need to understand this. Breathing in odors, airborne pathogens, chemicals, lack of blood oxygen in your body, and stagnant air and pollution is where it all starts. This is what's causing everybody's health problems. And very seldom do you have a product where one size fits all, but we do now with the Tempest. And yes, again, the money is great for everyone, but what really trips my trigger is to be able to help improve the quality of life for everyone. We now have the ability to do that in so many ways with this Tempest, Bill. It's so exciting. The 3x3 plan that you put together, Bill, it created is the frosting on the cake, if you want to put it. So let's all go out there and help somebody improve the quality of people's lives and share this 3x3 plan with them. It's a win-win for everybody, Bill. It really is.
Well, you know, when you think about it, if you just go 2 more levels on the 3x3 and don't let anybody get 4, you know, because you mess up the numbers that way. But the next number after 27 is 81, and then you go to 250. And when you're there, you have nearly 500 people that you have introduced Tempest to, and just from your own practice, to be able to reach out and touch 500 people as quickly as that can happen. It really is not, it is the money and it is not the money, because what's really exciting are the testimonials, and I agree with you 100%. Sharon, I can talk to you a little bit. You kind of end up getting a lot of calls from people, I call them kind of unattached people. Their sponsor is, they can't find their sponsor, or they're having a fight with their sponsor, or they need some more help. Whatever it is, they seem to, well, I know how you happen to get a lot of those calls because I kind of direct them to you. But right now, that kind of is, they're always asking the same kinds of questions. Talk to us about your experience about using a 3x3 to help people get going.
Okay, Bill, you have just done such an amazing team along with Eric, such an amazing job with the team and Eric and everyone up in Minnesota that has put all these graphics together for us now. So I think if people recognize that we have real specific documents and stay focused on those and target people to tune into them and utilize them, use these tools, that they can't fail. They're very concise, they're easy to follow, and when you get stuck on having an answer or not having an answer, you go back to those forms and it's very clearly stated on what to do next. It's a great access that we have on the back office for people to follow it along. And I try to direct everyone, rather than talk a whole lot of words, if they can see it in writing, they can then teach other people. And that's really the whole gift that we can give to someone.
You know, that form, the having that model, that roadmap is so important about keeping people on track, because when people get excited about this, I find they try to make it more complicated than it really needs to be. This thing at its fundamental level is pretty simple, because if the product doesn't work, you're not going to sell it to anybody anyway. So why not lead with it? Let them find out what it does. And because you're not telling them it's going to take 6 months before you see a difference, you're talking about tomorrow you'll see a difference. Or in reality, while you're sitting right here, don't you notice a difference?
Yes, and it's all about tweaking the little thumb wheel for the area that you're in. And I think one of the problems that a lot of people have is they always think what? More is better. It's not better. So, you know, you can adjust it very quickly, the thumb wheel, and allow somebody to give that the three-letter word that we all want to hear, which is wow. This is great. Instant gratification. Wow.
Well, you know, you mentioned the tools. The tools are in the back office, and all of the ones that I used tonight are going to be there by tomorrow. Most of them are there right now. And so, including the enrollment form. And the enrollment form is something that I think is kind of special, because we're going to have a special push for these next 3 months to try to get as many sales managers created as we can possibly get. And Sherry can be the one to testify that it is very, very doable if you just focus on doing the 3x3. But you have to focus, you have to have a plan, you have to have a commitment. You can't say, I'll do it next month, because you'll just have chewed up a third of your time. And if you just if you just focus on it and don't let things distract you, you know, we know what all the pitfalls are going to be. You're going to get somebody in your organization that's all of a sudden excited, and they want to run down 40 people levels down, and they pull you away. And having your roadmap to go back to and say, yes, but you know, what about your second person and your third person? Because each one of these things are essential. One person can get you excited. One person doing a big show can get you excited. But those are very short-lived things. This builds something that has legs, true legs. It's going to last and going to be able to build the kind of business that we really want to have happen. So what I suggest people to do, number one, is anybody that is no matter what rank they are right now in the company, should do this. And I think that right now you should do, if you're going to do it, you should be an example. And that means that you start out with basically a master dealer kit. Even if you're already a sales manager, get those 4 units, because you need to get a new Tempest whole house system in your house, and you need to have 3 whole house systems to be able to put out in the hands of your very first 3 people and be an example to them as to why they should start out with a 3x3, so that when they get their 4, they can give yours back to you, and now they've got 3 more to go, and you take the one they gave back or the replacement for it, and you start another one. And so if you continue to have a plan to duplicate and replicate, you will build a wide organization that will have longevity, because everybody will tell you that's how you build longevity, is to be wide, and you'll have the income because you're going to be building deep. And so I would say, number one, get yourself started with a master dealer kit with Tempest, so that you know what you're talking about. Number 2, enroll in the program. It's important to enroll in the program because we're going to have some special teachings and some special group gatherings and some things. So people that are working towards this common goal in the next 3 months of becoming sales manager are going to have people that they can share with and work with and help problem solve with and encourage, and that will be a bunch of little teams. So we've already got some people signing up, and we're going to start having some of those meetings and trainings pretty soon here because the time is going. And the third thing is, do it now. Because
and Bill, how do people do that now?
Right now, when you go into your back office, when you open up your back office, there's a little electronic sign-in place there that says enroll in the 3x3, and you put in your identification number. And if you are already in the company already and want to take advantage of somebody that you've already recruited this month to be one of your first people, then you have to have one new person that you put in to be able to qualify for that position. But that's all it takes, and it doesn't cost any money. What it costs is commitment, and I'll tell you what, commitment is what's going to make it happen. Well, panel, you've been really great. Has any panelists got anything that they would like to add we've forgotten?
Well, Bill, I just want to remind everyone how blessed they are, because the marketing plan now for sales manager, you have 3 rolling months to actually qualify. In our case, we only had 2 months. And that was a big frustration for a lot of our prospective sales managers at that time, because sometimes in 2 months they don't make it. They have to start all over. In our case today, we don't have to do that. And just with that alone, I think I would do it all over again.
Well, you know, it pays to start. It pays to start with new people that you know, because it does come so fast. I'm glad you brought that up, because the marketing plan has changed, so that now it coincides with what we're doing with this promotion, because the promotion is for 3 months, because you've got 3 months to make sales manager. I think that you can reach that sales manager position in 1 month. And even if you don't, you'll make it the 2nd month. And even if you don't, you'll make it the 3rd month. And so I'm really thinking that we are going to have a growth spurt that is going to be pretty mind-boggling. Yeah. Anybody else?
Yes, Bill.
Yeah, Bill.
Go ahead, Cher.
Okay. Yes, Bill. Would it be appropriate at this point to share with listeners that may have not heard about the trade-in offer that the company's offering through June 30th that will especially excite people that would take advantage of that?
Absolutely. And you know, we're talking about rejuvenating old groups. We're talking about people that are sales managers starting to do 3x3s. One of the exciting things that you can do is gather up older versions, any version of AirRestore, and call up the office and get an RMA and send them in. And for $42.50, we will basically make them into provide you with the latest version of the latest Tempest, and you will be started off building your new organization and your 3x3 with the greatest product that we can produce.
Bill, this is Ken and Marion for those old dealers that you're talking about. This trade-in program, Cher, thanks for bringing that up. This trade-in program has activated sleeping dealers, people who gave up. And honestly, Pete, have you ever in your entire life heard of a company say, hey, you know what, I know you're out of warranty. I know maybe it's not working the way you want it to. Tell you what, we are going to allow you to have a brand new 2018 technology for the unbelievably almost basic cost price for the company to get it to us, and that's $42. And you don't have to do a thing. They'll even pay shipping to get it to you. So you know what? You have to call and make arrangements. And everybody just goes crazy over this. I mean, crazy. This is a crazy good program, just saying.
Appreciate that. Bob?
Yeah, I was just going to say the immediate money, again, if you're promoting this company and the 3x3, it's immediate money. Not only every dealer you sign, you get a check for $150 sent out the next day, which just about no company does. But secondly, you get your 3, and they each get 3. You list it on that form from the back office and send it in, and they check the dealer numbers, and you immediately get a check sent out for $500 or $750, and you could do that in less than a month. So there's a lot of money where you could make it immediately. It's exciting. In sales, the money's immediate. So this is an immediate money company. That's what I think I'll call it.
Mm-hmm. Well, all right. Well, thank all the panelists for being on. You know, all I can tell you is that we are truly a blessed organization. We've got all kinds of really good people, really motivated for a lot of different reasons, because we're going to change the world when it comes to how people think of dealing with indoor air issues, and we're going to create a lot of answers to people's prayers by showing them a way that they can become financially independent in a very short time. And with that independence and that freedom, really becomes comes the value of so many things in the quality of our life. God's blessed us and given us an opportunity to do something that very few people have ever been able to do, to reach out and touch as many people as we do. So I just remember to tell everybody, be sure to remember to thank God for all of the blessings that he has given us, and remember where all of these great things come from. So with that, I'm going to sign off tonight. Thank you, panel, very, very much. God bless everybody that's looking at this. Thank you.
Bless you, Bill.
Yes.
Thank you.